It does seem like this incident is over. It began around 6 p.m. in the evening at the Olympia Shopping Center. Munich police are describing it as a shooting rampage. Police say 10 people are dead, including the gunman, who's believed to have shot himself on a side street near the mall. The police aren't certain if he was possibly killed by police gunfire. Investigators say he's an 18-year-old Iranian German with dual nationality who lived in Munich, but we don't know much more about him and no word on a possible motive.
We now are beginning to investigate the personal environment of the suspect for a motive. We are searching his personal sphere for further clues.
Gunman was not on police radar before today's incident. In addition to the deaths, 16 people were injured, including 3 seriously, and we can sadly report that some of the dead and wounded are young children. There were early reports of a second shooting location. Police say, though, that only the immediate area around the shopping mall was their active shooting. There has been a massive response to the shooting. Some 2,300 federal and local police responded, including the elite GSG-9 anti-terror commando unit. Transportation systems, trains, buses, trams were shut down in Munich as the manhunt was underway. Those have since returned to normal operation. We still don't know what the motive may be. We have some video now, though, that we believe shows the beginning of the attack. Take a look at this. This video that appeared on social media shows what appears to be a man in a black t-shirt shooting in front of a McDonald's across the street from the mall. We believe this to be the man who later killed himself after interacting with police. The man appears to be firing a handgun. In the video, we hear about 16 shots, then a pause to possibly reload, then more shots before the video clip ends. Then we see what police say is the same gunman later on a parking garage on the other side of the mall. He paces around and even speaks with the person shooting the video, saying, quote, "I am a German," before firing a few more shots. He was seen by several nearby residents.
I thought I heard several shots, 4 or 5, and screams. At first I didn't react. Then I heard another 4 or 5 shots. Went out to the balcony. I saw someone was running around there on the parking level with a handgun and shouting. Then I heard people screaming and I thought, what's going on? In the meantime, the police and fire and ambulances had arrived and people must have been injured. Then it looked to me like 2 people barricaded themselves on the roof.
There were reports that the gunman had a rifle of some sort, but police say they have no evidence that he used any weapons besides the handgun we see him using in those video clips. Mike, there was a lot of reports that have turned out to be false floating around, eyewitness accounts, notoriously unreliable, but police have to take all of them seriously during an active shooter situation. During the press conference that happened about an hour ago, police said that undercover police officers interacted with him very early in this and fired at him and may have wounded him early in the operation, which may have stopped any bigger plans he may have had. But at this point, we don't know if he was aligned with any groups, what his motives were, and if he had a larger plot in mind.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting, Jim, you always say whenever these cases develop that a lot of the information we get initially is wrong, and this was the case too. Talking about long guns, they were talking about maybe 2 or 3 people, and then when they sort it out, it ends up just being one man.
Well, the police, if there's possible witness reports of 3 shooters, that's what they have to look for. They can't assume that it's wrong. They have to go with that. If they believe that the gunman has a rifle based on eyewitness accounts, they have to take that into account when they determine how close they can get to him, what kind of damage he's capable of, what kind of response they need to make. A gunshot that you can make with a rifle from a parking garage roof, much different than with a handgun. This is all technical information, and it may create disinformation in the early parts of an investigation, but it's absolutely the building blocks that police need to use when they're going forward.
And it's still puzzling why he did this, but Jim, thanks so much.